Hi everyone, good afternoon. It's the final one. Who's relieved? It looks like there's one more. Okay. This is NIDA room. It is our dream that we want to give a good night every night to all Asians under $30. So that's pretty much our dream that that this business model was started with. Okay, so where we are, this is pretty much a snapshot of where we are. Now we are currently operating in 4 countries, pretty much in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand and Philippines, where there's about combined of more than 451 million consumers are. BOD have a partnership secured with over 3,500 hotels. This was done in a space of less than 7 months since we started. And then we have already installed over 2,500 light box, which is the signage at the facade of hotels all over Asia. And then we have over 150 partnership managers on the ground who are basically building up the network and partnership on the ground. So our business model basically built to solve 2 major problems in the market, one to the consumer, another one to the hotel operators. To the hotel operators, we pretty much solving their low occupancy problem. In Southeast Asia, in the segment where there is an unbranded hotel, the average occupancy rate is been about between 65% to 70%. So throughout the year, these hotels have not sold almost about 30% of their inventory at all. So these rooms are wastage. So we are basically helping them to sell these inventories under our brand. Second thing, we also helping this hotel basically to improve their revenues and also their occupancy rate, apart from basically increasing their brand recognitions in the market. To the consumers, our model definitely solving them their problem of identifying the right hotel at the right location for the right price. So this is something very important, because despite most of these hotels already been selling in OTAs like Agoda, Booking.com or Expedia, consumers are not believing the brand of this product, because this is individually branded. If the brand is not recognized by the consumers, most consumers ignoring the product totally. So most consumers end up taking up the branded 3-star, 4-star and 5-star hotel in a location whereby there are other options available for a good quality, for a lower price, in the unbranded segment. So since starting in September to now, we basically have secured over 3,500 hotels, basically open up 4 key markets in Southeast Asia, and launched our mobile booking platforms, have launched our apps in iOS and Android, apart from basically securing some very key partnerships in these markets. So our aim is basically the first 6-7 months secure the land, and then increase our brand recognition at the street with our light box. And then after that, we also want to penetrate the OTA screen, whereby we already have a partnership with over 12 OTAs globally, whereby whenever consumers search for a hotel in a particular location, half of the screen will be NIDA rooms. So that will be the brand penetration of NIDA rooms that we've been aiming to achieve. And over the next 12 months, we want to grow to about over 15,000 hotels in these 4 countries, and potentially expand to Vietnam and Indochina. And then at the same time, innovate our technology to bring in more customer experience products. So this is our mobile app. As you can see, basically this is pretty much in Indonesia, in a key location like in Jakarta, Menteng, Kuta in Bali, and Ubud in Bali. We have a very strong penetrations. In Indonesia alone, we have over 1,000 hotels. So our mobile app currently only providing information about the hotel. We are basically enhancing this content to get user generated contents in terms of basically what are other key services available nearby, like restaurants, spas, hotels, and also police stations, and even basically traffic informations by time at each of these locations. So consumers will be able to find all information they required at one particular location through this app. Again, our penetration in Thailand, in a key location like basically Sukhumvit, Chatuchak, and in Chiang Mai, Malaysia, and Philippines. Places like Boracay is super exciting places. Our hotel room is been carefully qualified. Our staff on the ground, these are the staff who are full-time staff that we have hired over the last 6-7 months. This staff basically been put each staff are in charge of over 15-kilometer radius. Their job is basically to identify this hotel and basically do a quality check of this hotel, make sure they meet our criteria before we enter into a negotiation with this hotel. So the business model is basically we take about between 5 to 10 rooms at each of these hotels, and then these are the rooms which never sold before. So we don't prepay for this hotel. These hotel rooms are been allocated to NIDA rooms. So and then we put our brand in the room. As you can see, basically there's a bed runner and a bit of signage in the brand in the room. And then we put our signages at the reception of the hotel, plus we put our light box at outside the hotel. So this is basically to signify this is pretty much a NIDA room partner hotels. So it is a 2 brand in 1 hotel. This is our partnerships managers. Now we have over 150 now in these 4 countries. So the job of these guys is basically to identify this hotel, to partner with them, to educate them about the benefits of revenue management, to educate them about the pricing stimulations that we're going to do in the future. So it's quite an intense process that these guys do. And now, after about 4 to 5 months, these guys now have become a leader. They now manage a pool of freelancers at each of other secondary and third tier locations in terms of managing the hotels and also managing the customers. So this is our light box that we install all over Asia. We will have about close to about 180 in Jakarta alone. There's about 230 in Bali. There's about another 180 in Phuket, in Kuala Lumpur, in Sukhumvit in Thailand. You can see this light box all over. It's about 2,500 now. By end of July, it will be 5,000 light boxes all over Asia. So as you can see, the business model is basically one, to penetrate the market very strongly, very quickly, which we have achieved now. And then secondly, to brand them so that people know the recognition of the brand. And the third thing is to penetrate the OTAs so that the brand is very visible in the OTA screens. And then we're going to kickstart our marketing program. During that time, we're going to stimulate the market in terms of basically to enjoy the good quality hotels at a price under 30 US. So these are all the OTAs that we have achieved agreement. We are at a very final stage of testing. We already live with almost 4 of them. So over the next couple of weeks, we'll be live with all the global ones like Expedia, Booking.com and Agoda. And also the Indian players like GoAbibo and Make My Trip. We also have partnership with Tujia, which basically are expanding to the hotel segment as well in Asia. We also have signed partnerships with multiple e-commerce players and other big brands in Asia. Like we're going to launch our partnership with NTUC in Singapore, which is basically National Trade Union Congress of Singapore next week. This is basically a member pool of over 1 million customers who are very active SME travelers throughout Southeast Asia. Similar to that, we have partnership with multiple other brands in all these 4 countries. We've been very active in our PR. We've been very well covered by all the media in Southeast Asia. This is something that we keep going. Because we believe that consumers need to understand what NIDA Room stands for, and this of course the most cheapest mode of marketing. And in terms of our product positioning, our product is different than the hotel product itself. Most of the hotel products, even though they are 4-star, 3-star or 2-star, they are basically providing almost all the type of services that a 5-star hotel provide. Some even have a swimming pool, some even have a big restaurant, some even have a conference rooms, and some even have spas in the hotels. But our product is very simple. It's all about room. We believe our Asian consumers, and this is what the statistics have proven, basically most Asian customers only use the room for 12 hours good night sleep. So even though they come and check in between 12 to 2 o'clock, they leave the bag in the room, out they go for their meetings, shopping, entertainment, dining, meet their friends. They come back between 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night, have a good shower, spend 1-2 hours in their using the Wi-Fi and watch TV for a while and go to sleep. Get up in the morning, have a good breakfast, have a good shower. Even breakfast, they prefer to have outside because the char kway teow outside, the nasi udo outside is much more better than what the hotel can provide. So for that reason, our product is clearly defined for the room only. So we do not offer any other services beyond the room at the moment. In the future, we will enhance our technology to provide value-added services like laundry, like all other food in the room, which we will work with other providers like Gojek and so on, in terms of giving an easy access to our consumers. And looking at our terms and conditions is much more tighter than a hotel. All our booking need to be paid immediately upon booking. There's no payment at our hotels. So we are basically building a discipline similar to what the low-cost airline have built. Because we want to reduce wastage, so consumer when they book, they need to pay immediately. Once payment is done, no cancellations, no changes. If that has been done, there's a penalty for it. So this is basically to bring in more revenue management discipline to the hotel industry, especially to the unbranded hotel industry, which is not available at the moment. So in terms of product positioning, our overall product has been catered to basically to give a very high stakeholder value and also obviously to give a very good consumer value in terms of basically to reduce wastage for them. Why do you want to pay for hotel which have a swimming pool when you're not even using the swimming pool? So whether you're using the swimming pool or not, you are still paying for that. It's been built into your room rate. So we're reducing all those wastage. Just like how low-cost airlines are reducing all the wastage and just giving you a seat product to take you from point A to point B. Similarly, our product is all about giving the consumer exactly what they want. A clean room, good bed, good shower, good aircon, and a strong Wi-Fi for them to do what they want to do. That's about it. And we have built a very good platform, which is basically right from basically booking engine to payment. We also cater to payment via cash at all the ATMs in Indonesia. Similar to it, we are enhancing more and more payment channels to basically make it consumer easy to pay for the booking immediately after they made the booking. And of course, we are basically, this is something going to be proprietary to us. We are building a good revenue management system, which currently is not available in the hotel industry. This is similar to the airline industry, the low-cost airline industry, whereby the pricing will be based on demand, and then the earlier you book, the cheaper the price is going to be. So as part of our launch strategy, as clearly is, the first is to do a land grab, second is build the brand, the third is basically increase the demand by partnership with OTAs, and then of course we want to increase our direct penetration by basically going forward. We will choose which hotel that we will sell directly to our channel and which are the hotels that we will seek the OTAs help to increase the demand for those hotels. And of course, by after increasing the demand, we want to increase our profitability by improving the margin by implementing the revenue management system that we're working on now. So this is our projections. I see as we already build a very good brand now. Most consumers in Southeast Asia, especially in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines, already know the NIDA Room brand. They're already looking at the brand on the street. They will start looking at the brand in the OTAs. And then the brand recognition will be very strong. Once we kickstart our marketing activity, we've sure that basically under price of 25 US, our prices, for sure the demand will pick up. So far, basically, we already achieving a room night, an average room night of 1.8, at the price of USD $18-19. And then basically we have about 5% repeated customers. And then this is done at the advanced booking period of 2 days. So this is something that we will keep growing in terms of increasing the advanced booking period, increasing basically the repeated customers, and the room night will be somewhere between 1.8 or 2.0 going forward. We already have over 170,000 mobile app downloads since we launched the app with a very minimal marketing. So this is something that will definitely grow much more further once we kickstart our marketing. In terms of competitive landscape, we are pretty much among the last player to start in Indonesia since we started October last year. But we have been focused in terms of growing our market share. So I'm glad to say that basically we are now basically a strong leader in Southeast Asia, whereby we have a very strong penetration in the 4 countries that we are operating in, as compared to our other competitors who are pretty much Indonesian focused and then basically doesn't have a very strong penetrations. 2 minutes. Okay, cool. So again, to say that we already a market leader, this is very clear in terms of product positioning, in terms of our penetrations and the market that we expanded in a very short period of time. In terms of people, My background is basically I was one of the founding team member of AirAsia in Malaysia. When Tony Fernandez started AirAsia, I was employee number 8. My role was basically to set up the entire commercial operations of AirAsia. Was in Malaysia for 2 years, and then I came to Indonesia to start Indonesia AirAsia, and also started Thai AirAsia. After that, I left AirAsia to partner with Tony Fernandez in starting up the Tune brand. I started Tune Hotels, Tune Money, and Tune Talk, and I also invested my money into the business. After that, I moved on to do my own consultancy for the airline industry. I worked for an airline called Vio Macau in Macau, and then for Garuda Indonesia in Indonesia, setting up CityLink for them. Then I was Tiger Airways in Singapore. The last was with SpiceJet in India, whereby I helped SpiceJet to turn around their business in India. My partner comes from a US background. He's formerly from a Wall Street background. And then my other partners, my other colleagues, Sharon Young, she was the first revenue management person in AirAsia. She joined me when she heard I'm joining this business. And then Jason comes from the US background as well. My board members, the chairman is Dennis Marka, who's my co-founder as well. He comes from a Credit Suisse background. He was the first guy who helped AirAsia to raise money in 2001 and did the subsequent fundraising up to IPO. He later on partnered with me and Tony in setting up Tune Hotels, Tune Money, and Tune Talk, and then moved on to start his other own businesses. Then recently we brought about a new board member, Justin Cohen, who are very, very strong background in digital marketing and also building up digital companies. Our structure, we have 2 VCs. Thank you Cyber Agent Ventures to have me here and to have trust on us in investing in us together with Convergence Ventures, and we have a True Capital Partners from UK as another VC as well. And then we are now basically raising a Series A funding looking at between 10 million to 15 million US dollars, and then on a Class A one-time liquidation preference basis. Any question? Thank you.
Thank you. There's time for 2 questions. Any questions?
Hi. Thanks for the presentation. I'm Jasmine from Quest Ventures. I've got a quick question for you. So how are you currently acquiring the hotels? And what kind of uplift have the partner hotels seen with you?
Okay. The acquiring process basically is done by our partnership managers on the ground, who do the qualification check of the hotels, and once the hotel is qualified, only then basically we partner with the hotel. We would not be able to tell you exactly what's the size of number of hotels in this market, because this market has been ignored all this while. If you look for any statistic data to show that basically how many number of hotels which is individually branded under 4, 3 and 2 star category, there will be no data available in the market. So this is basically that's the reason why we need to put the guys on the ground. They identify these kind of hotels and then select them based on the quality criteria, and then we partner with them. So that's how the acquisition has been done so far. In terms of uptake, basically currently, because we haven't spent much marketing money apart from putting up our brand and still building up our infrastructure, we're getting about between 30 to 50 room nights booking per day directly from our mobile app and our website. But as we're going live with more and more OTAs, that number definitely will grow much, much more bigger.
Thanks.
Thank you.
One more questions? Okay. Thank you. Tobukyo Harvexite. In terms of OTA partnerships, how would the non-branded hotels would allow you to post it on OTAs when they already have their own inventories up on the OTA? So would that be a last minute thing, or is there a special partnership?
Yeah. It's almost about 50 to 55% of our current hotels that we have signed up are already in OTAs. Okay, so the reason why we are allowed to do that is because our product is different. Our brand is different, our product is different, because our product is basically you must pay immediately, there's no change clauses. If you change, there's a penalty, and it's a room-only product as compared to what the hotel is selling. So it's a different brand, different product positioning, And then, no, that's the reason why we are allowed to do that. And it is our aim, the reason why we are participating in the OTAs, not because of sales, it's more because of the brand. Because currently, almost 80% of the hotel sales in Southeast Asia, especially in the non-branded hotel category, is coming through OTAs. The OTAs have spent billions of dollars in building up this market. We can't challenge that overnight. So we need to put our brand down there, let people recognize our brand in the site, look at our brand outside the hotels, and then that will stick in their head. And then when we kickstart our own marketing money, our response, and return of investment of our marketing spend will be much more higher. And then through differentiation, we can challenge the OTA gradually.
Okay, thank you. I think you can talk more with Kanesh during the networking break. Thank you.
Thank you very much.